to share a story about a talented local writer, an event curator, and a culinary voice. But behind his contagious smile lies a staggering tale of survival, a decades-long separation from his roots, and a recent breathtaking journey across the globe to reunite with his family in Africa. Henry Abuto joins us to tell us more about his remarkable journey. Henry, I've got to say, thank you so much. You and I met. I mean, I must say, I was at happy hour.
Same.
We met, and just listening to you and hearing a little bit about your story, I was so inspired. So I want to talk about the reunion, but to really understand the reunion that you recently had with your family, I'm going to have to take a little look back at the distance that really separated you for so many years. Can you take us back to that time and what ultimately brought you from Kenya to the States?
Yeah, absolutely. So my dad was an Anglican priest, and so he got a position at Bright Divinity here at TCU and an opportunity to be a priest here at a local church in Fort Worth. And so he moved January '98, and my siblings and my mom and I came in September of '98, and we settled in Fort Worth, Texas as home, in the great state here. And we left two brothers behind. They were older and in college and stuff like that, so the separation began kind of there to begin with, and we settled into our lives and a routine here. And my parents would go back home to visit, but the kids wouldn't. They'd go back and forth, especially in the summers when it was hot here. They'd be like, okay, let's go back. It's a little cooler there, actually. And so we just got really integrated here in the community with our friends, and then other Kenyan people who lived in Arlington or Dallas or Fort Worth, have you. And there was always like a sense of just longing, because I knew I belonged somewhere else, and I had a home somewhere else and had a culture somewhere else, but also just wanting to be like everybody else and just fit in here.
And ultimately, family moved back to Kenya, which then caused a large separation.
Yes.
And during that separation, and the kind of these years of silence away from your family, you built this entire life in North Texas as an author and a storyteller.
Thank you. Yeah, I went to college in East Texas and moved back to the DFW area in 2013, and I started my event planning and catering company about 2016 while I was still working oil and gas. And my parents had moved back right after high school to start an orphanage for girls whose parents had died of HIV. And so they were there doing that work. And my mom came back to visit in 2010. She was here for a couple of years. And my dad, the last time he was here in the States was 2009. And
so you had really a long time away from them.
Yeah, I hadn't seen my dad in 17 years, and I hadn't seen my mom in 13, and hadn't seen the two of them together in the same room in over 20. And so
that distance is remarkable, especially considering what happened next. So in 2021, you suffered a massive heart attack that really turned into cardiac arrest. You were kind of, I mean, you fortunately were in a situation with a friend whose sister was a nurse, and she worked on you for a long period of time. But the chances of survival were slim to none.
They were slim to none, Ms. Page.
Tell me a little bit more about that experience.
Yeah, so in October 2021, right, maybe 5 minutes from here, I had an SCA, sudden cardiac arrest, which then led to 5 subsequent heart attacks. So it's when your heart just stops. And what happened was I had an underlying genetic mutation that we weren't aware of. And so my heart stopped. We were at a friend's apartment just watching Harry Potter, like we do in our early 30s. And I went down. I just remember I was laughing. My friends thought I was laughing, but I actually couldn't breathe. And so I collapsed, and a friend ran over. She started CPR, and then my friend who lived there, my friend who lived there, her sister was a nurse, Samantha, walked in. And she said she refused to give up on me, so she did CPR.
She refused
to give up because I'd known her since I was a child. Me and her sister and her family grew up together. And, I got taken to Methodist Dallas, right down the road as well, and I was in a coma for 3 days. I've since looked at my intake paperwork. It said patient not expected to make it through the night. My siblings were trying to decide if they should send my body back to Kenya, what my wishes would be. They were talking with my parents. I appreciate that.
So you're here now.
Yeah, I am. And I woke up, and the doctors said my heart had a 3% chance of recovering on its own, and I would need a heart transplant. And I had a bunch of procedures done, and I'm a man of faith, and I'm also a man of science. So I truly thank God for the doctors and the medicine and the wonderful work that was done to keep me here.
And then you were going to be on a heart transplant list, but then miraculously,
Then God.
your heart started to
Yeah,
recover.
my heart started responding well to the meds and recovering. And over the course of the last 4 or 5 years, it's been meds, obviously, and a couple of routine procedures, or unroutine, depending on how you look at them. And as of, it was a long journey. It was hard. And there were moments where that first year I was just like, am I going to make it? What's next? Like, I was just so afraid to go to sleep because, like, what if I don't wake up? And the underlying part of that was, what if I don't get to see my parents again? And what if I don't get to see my brother or meet my other brother who had passed away?
But then you got to see them.
Yeah, I got to go home. So earlier this year, my heart, we did a check, and oh yeah, that's me seeing my dad for the first time. I got to go home March of this year after 27 and a half years. And so that is
That's
hug,
really
19 years in the making. So
a hug, 19 years in the making.
Yeah.
That's a really special moment. And we have some additional, this is after.
That's my brother.
How long had it been?
20, almost 28 years. He had no idea I was coming home. So I was walking up the road to his house, and we ran into each other. And he's like, is that who I think it is? And I was like, it is. And he was joking, but yeah. And
then that's
my mom.
Oh my gosh.
Everybody says I stole her face, but that is that I am a mama's boy. And so that way I threw my phone at someone and they happened to record that for me. And that is long overdue.
Long overdue.
Delayed
indeed.
but not denied.
Well,
so.
the fact that you're sitting here is an absolute miracle.
Yes, it is.
And then the journey to Kenya, I mean, was it also the heart attack that made you decide, I gotta do this now?
It was a series of things.
Yeah.
Immigration barriers, but once those got lifted out of the way, it was like, all right, the time is now. I was the only one of my siblings here who hadn't been home yet. And so it kind of happened very fast. I was like, you know what? I got a chance, a small window to go home and leave. And I told my parents, I was like, hey, I'll be there in like 2-3 weeks kind of thing. And just landing in Nairobi, and you know when you're returning to something that's like returning to yourself in a way. So it felt like a return to self, only just with a lot more experience and appreciation for what was, and a hope for what could be, and a willingness to just be in the present and truly enjoy the food. Oh, the food's so fresh. And like, my parents live on a farm, like a working farm. So just picking up a mango and then putting in your smoothie right that morning, or just going to look at the cows and picking out the chickens, just picking out the eggs from the chickens, just truly wonderful. And just like, the food's so cheap. And it's just so good.
I'm curious now that you've returned home, how did this experience, and I should say experiences, how did that fundamentally change you? And now that you're specifically focusing in on food and catering with Kenyan flavors, how did that fundamentally change the way you approach?
That's a good question. I've been writing about that trip since I just started writing about it. I got back 5 months ago, and it did change me. It shifted me. You can't experience something like that and come back and be the same. And it renewed fervor in me to really be passionate. I was like, okay, this is my culture. This is my food. This is the experience I want people to have. Kenya is a very communal experience and community driven. So there's always people at my parents' house growing up, even now. Just like I called my mom earlier, she was hosting a group of people that were leaving. And so just the relationship aspect, relationship building, it just inspired me to drive more into it and dig deeper into it, because sharing food has been a way that I always say, when you share a meal with someone, you find out you have a lot more in common than you do different. And it just, at a time like this, now more than ever, we need to find our commonalities and try to have discourse.
In this divisive world, we absolutely do.
And
well, I am so excited
Thank
that you are here.
Yeah, me
I think
too.
that's
Thank you so
great.
much for
And
having
you're going
me.
to be actually heading over to our
I
kitchen.
am.
I'm going to have you send over there so we can get a little taste of Kenyan cuisine.
Okay.
And in the meantime, we're going to be sending you on a little break. So stay tuned. We're going to be right back. All right, now that we've heard his remarkable story, it's time to taste his food. Henry Abuto dug down deep into his African roots to create a menu filled with his favorite flavors, and he joins us now to give us a taste of Kenyan flavors. Oh my gosh, can I just say, it smells so
Thank you.
good.
I'm hungry.
I am
Are you
starving.
hungry?
I'm absolutely. You and I have been up a long time this
time,
morning.
yeah.
The aroma, the spices. So my first question is, I want to know kind of the inspiration behind all these different recipes.
Okay, awesome. And so right here in front of you,
Right?
we
Okay.
have what's called mandazi. It's
All
like
right.
our version of beignet, I suppose.
All right.
Close thing I would describe it to. And then we have Kenyan tea, chai.
All right. Let's let our viewers see
yes,
that Kenyan
that is
tea.
the spice,
Okay.
tea masala. So you
Okay.
put that in your tea mixture.
All right.
And
I'm
the
gonna.
tea
So
leaves.
do you dip? Is
So you
that
take
what
a bite. Some people do, but I'd probably take a bite first and then dip. But that's your cup of tea
Well,
right
I
there.
can't because they're really
Oh, you
fanatic
know, okay,
about
so
me double
take
dipping.
your bite and then
These people
dip
here.
another one. There's plenty more.
All right.
So,
So I'm gonna take a little dip of this.
okay.
And this is this common in Kenya?
Very. So you have, I mean, people have tea all the time. I got so sick of it when I was there because everybody. Is that
It has a
good?
little bit of sweetness
Yes,
to it.
it's sugar and then the cardamom that's in there. And yeah, that's what you have traditionally for breakfast or something like that.
That is delicious. Now, are
yes.
there specific spices that are commonly used throughout Kenyan cooking?
Yes, and so one that we commonly use is called Royco.
Okay.
And so I can't believe I'm giving away my secrets on
Oh,
TV.
that's okay. That's all right.
People ask me for this, and I never usually give it to Royco. And then we have the pilau masala.
All right. Pilau
Yes.
masala. Okay.
That's in that and that.
All right.
And then a beef masala.
Beef masala. Okay, I'm trying to turn this
Yes. Oh,
around.
yeah.
There we go, so people can
You
see
are
it.
giving my secrets away,
I know,
Miss
but
Paige.
you know what? Here's the deal. You can have the ingredients, but it's the hand
Okay.
that knows how to
Okay.
use them that
That's
makes
fair.
the biggest difference.
That's fair.
Okay.
And then curry powder.
Oh,
This
okay.
is just a lovely, loving tin from Kenya. You can see it got banged
Can
up.
you get these in normal stores? Or do
Not
you
normal stores. You can go to like Central Market. Sometimes has them. The one in Dallas has them more than the one in Fort Worth. But like go to your local like Indian markets or just African markets,
Okay.
and they'll find some of these spices. You have to hunt around.
Okay, you
but
have to.
You can find
All right,
them.
so tell me about this. I'm going to take a taste
So
of
yeah,
this.
that one is pilau rice
Okay.
with chicken.
And what is pilau rice? How is it different
It's
from
just the
traditional rice?
spices, and so it's red onions. You brown them first in some oil, and then you
That
throw
is so
coriander,
good.
cinnamon in there, cumin, and after that you throw basmati rice. After you're washing it, let it sit for 20 seconds. Throw it in there.
You know, this is not hot, and that's okay.
Yeah.
It tastes good.
Really? Okay.
It
I'm not a
tastes
fan
good.
of cold food,
But I'm
and
telling
that's
you,
hot.
it actually, okay, so this is hot.
So that is the beef stew. It sells out almost every time I have it for to-go orders.
Oh my gosh, I can't
So,
wait to try it.
and you have that
All right.
with, you have to take a pinch of this. Normally you eat it by hand.
Uh-huh.
I don't want to demonstrate, or can I?
Yeah, you can get
Okay, perfect.
Why not? Why not?
Yeah.
Demonstrate.
So
Oh my gosh, that's so good.
you grab a piece
Okay.
and do it like
And you
that.
do, okay. All right, let me do it the right way then, okay?
Okay.
Okay. So you grab a piece of this. This becomes your utensil.
It's
and-
called chapati.
And then you just kind of put it in here. Okay. Yum. Now, is that what you're making right now, too?
It is.
Okay, so you did tell us a little bit of the secrets of the sauce
I
behind
can't
it.
believe it. I'm telling you.
I know you are, but how long does this take? Is this something that has to marinate for a long time?
No, it can be, once you, like, if you have everything prepped, it's super fast. So you brown your ground beef or ground turkey. And then after that, you throw in onions, like I'm about to do
Okay.
now.
Gosh,
Once
this
your
is so
beef is
good.
brown, throw in your onions
And you've been now
and
given
tomatoes.
all the different things that you're doing: onions, tomatoes, cilantro.
And then I do throw potatoes in there just for a little extra.
Oh my gosh, it's so
filling
good.
in there.
That is so good. So you now do private catering, as also you do special events.
I do.
What
Wash your
what
hand
have been people's reactions to your food?
You know, I always say Kenyan food is like flavorful and not super spicy. So it does have spice, but it is really rich and just like the flavors are bold. They kind of grab you and stay with you, but they don't overpower your senses. So you have time to really kind of digest them.
Well, and what I like, because I'm not a spicy food eater,
Yeah,
and in
same,
Texas
actually.
that's really hard.
Because
But
everything
with this, you don't have to be, because it's not heat. It's
Yeah,
really
it's
flavor
flavor.
that you're using in the spices. Now, were these recipes that you had growing up, is this something that Mom would make?
Oh yeah, so I kind of learned how to cook by watching my mom cook. I was
Okay.
a kid that kind of followed her around, like I mentioned earlier. Mama's boy a little bit.
A little bit of a mama's boy.
And yes, and So I kind of watched her just cook, and when I got to college, I would like host my friends' birthdays in the dorm and stuff like that. And so afterwards, I was like, maybe I can just do this for a living. So yeah, I really learned cooking by watching my mom, and it's funny, now she'll call me to ask me for her recipes.
Oh my gosh,
She'll be like, how do you make this? How do you make this? Like, you taught me. But,
well, I understand that your folks are also really wanting to see this. You're going to be sending them a link
I'll
to
be
this.
sending them a link.
To this video.
They're so excited. I know my dad's going to be excited to see Greg Fields over there.
Oh, to see Greg Fields. Did you hear that? Greg Fields over there. I'm wondering, Greg Fields, did you want to come and try a little bite of this? It's not spicy.
It's not spicy.
It's not spicy at all. It is, because I'm not a spicy eater myself. It is absolutely delicious. So he's going to see if he can come. Look up there. Here he comes.
And then you
know, I would tell you, Greg, because I can't do spicy either. So what you're going to do, come over here, hon. You're going to take this piece. What is this called?
Chapati.
Chapati.
Yep.
And you're going to take a little just strip of it and then put that in there. I really want to get your opinion about this. Because I don't think you said you haven't tried this.
No, I have not
so
tried
take
any
some of
of
that.
this. Okay.
All right. And I did not put my mouth on that spoon if you're kind of a germ.
I heard you about it. I am.
All right. Well, I didn't do it. I didn't do it. But I am curious about what Greg thinks. Here we go.
That is good.
Isn't that good?
Thank you.
That is.
I think that is so good.
Thank you.
So do you think you have aspirations to maybe one day open your own brick and mortar?
You know, I have to say no. I had a food truck before, and I enjoyed that, but it was one of those things that when I got sick kind of during it, like right after operating it, so I kind of stalled that. But brick and mortars, all my friends who own one, and I have tons of friends. Thank you so much. They always say, don't do it, Henry. It's stressful. So maybe in like a far off away dream, like if that's a possibility, I would love that. But currently, I'm very happy with just doing the catering and then the private chef gigs, the in-home gigs.
And it's something that people can also come. The great news is that he can come and he can cater your gathering, and it is delicious. And I'll tell you, your friends are going to be so impressed that you're offering a menu that's so different than what they're usually experiencing. Where can people find you?
You can find me at buywasonga.com or on Instagram at Henry Abuto or buywasonga.
Awesome.
Yeah.
This has been so much fun. Thank you again.
Thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate it.
You're very, very welcome. I appreciate it.